This segment is sponsored by Best Service Heating and Cooling.
Now we're sharing information about another vendor who's going to be at this weekend's Dispatch Home and Garden Show. They're the best. That's why they're called Best Service Heating and Cooling. We're with the owner, Russ Christian. How you doing, Russ?
Hi, Cameron.
Good. So talk about this time of year. When it comes to heating inspections, where are we at?
Well, you know, we're just finishing up. We may be out of summer.
Right. It keeps trying to get back into the 90s.
After the last week and a half, maybe not. But we're actually preparing to do heating inspections now. We want to get ready before the actually cold weather hits, because typically most companies, there's not enough heating guys in town to really catch all of it at once on that first cold snap.
Right.
So we try to get as much of the pre-season work out of the way ahead of time to light the pilot, check the filters.
Right, because it's
that's
always the
quick
people
version.
that wait until the middle of winter, and then they wonder, why can't you come out in an hour's notice?
Exactly.
It's because we're working on everybody else.
Yeah, we can't get enough guys. We can't keep them around, keep
Yeah.
them busy long enough. So that's why. So we actually are doing preseason checkouts right now.
Oh, great.
We started about 2 weeks ago, and we're actually working on our maintenance contract customers first. There's a lot of people, and that's the best way to do it, is to buy a maintenance plan. Then we can schedule in when we need to fill in the gaps. It works better for the customer. We can fit their schedule better. Then when it gets cold and they turn it on, their system theoretically should be ready to go.
Now, does it have to hit a certain temperature for you guys to do this maintenance with the furnace?
No, we can do it any time.
Okay.
Really doesn't matter, because we can do our preseason inspection and check. Temperature isn't a big issue now. Like if it's a heat pump, there's some things it's a little harder to test.
Yeah.
But other than that, we can go right through.
You mentioned the heat pump. What are some of the other things you're looking for in an inspection that people are dealing with?
Well, the main thing on like a gas furnace appliance, whether it's oil, propane, natural gas, any type of fossil fuel burning unit, one of the major things we're looking for as a test would be carbon monoxide. We want to make sure there's no levels of carbon monoxide being leaked into the home, which there's going to be visual inspections of the heat exchanger. We're going to do efficiency test of combustion process to make sure it's burning efficiently and we're not causing anything to produce CO.
Absolutely.
Because CO obviously is, we all know the hazard, very deadly. We can't taste it, smell it, or see it.
Yeah.
Real quick, a lot of the symptoms, flu-like symptoms.
Really?
And
Go into that.
It seems like when we're doing a furnace check, we're turning the furnace on, not so much a check, but just winter's coming on, furnace coming on, and all of a sudden people say, oh, I'm getting a cold, I'm getting the flu. Well, the thing you need to think about, maybe not, because those symptoms are very similar to that, and it has tragic results if you've actually got a problem.
Absolutely. And here in a minute, we're going to talk about how you're going to help those families with a free offer that you're going to be offering. But before we get to that, you mentioned, flu-like symptoms. What are some other things and signs people should be looking for right now that they need to call you guys right away?
Well, right now, first of all, if you haven't had your furnace inspected in a while.
What's the time frame they should have it inspected?
Anytime, I guess. I mean, you can have it done anytime during the year, but right now we are taking those calls now. Everyone's preparing for winter. We're already switching stock on the trucks, getting geared up for winter stock on the trucks to do those checkouts. And the checkouts are basically there. It's all about safety. We're cleaning the blowers, cleaning filters, making sure heat exchanger is not leaking, looking for cracks. We're taking temperature drops across the furnace to make sure that during the summer, if you weren't changing your filter properly, you don't have a dirty evaporator coil, which is going to overstress the furnace, which that creates heat exchanger problems potentially. So all that ties together. So we're looking at all of that to make sure you're ready to go for winter.
And I love it because being best service, you guys look at everything. Even if you're there for the furnace, you're checking other things out.
Well,
sure
good point. Because while we're there, we're checking the humidifier. If you have a humidifier, now's when we're checking the humidifier. We're turning it back on for winter. We're changing the humidifier pad if you need one of those. We're checking the air filter, obviously. If there's any UV lights or anything like that in the system, we're making sure those are working at full capacity. And all that's things to make sure you're ready to go, so you don't have to have us out on emergency service. Because after hours, it gets backed up. The price is higher after hours typically, and stress levels are higher. It's just better. Let's get it done ahead of time and not worry about it.
Now, real quick, you do have an offer for the first 50 people that call you for an inspection, correct?
Yeah, first 50 people that call and get signed up to do this heating inspection, we're going to give them a CO detector for their home.
Oh, great.
Now, this CO detector has a 10-year life warranty, 10-year sensor, 10-year battery, so you don't have to worry about changing the batteries. We use it every day on a new install. We always put one of those on a new furnace install anyway, and we're offering that same product to anyone who's going to do that.
Fantastic. Well, Russ, always taking care of families. Good to see you again.
Good to see you.
Again, contact Best Service Heating and Cooling. They'll be at booth 852 at the Dispatch Home and Garden Show. Make a note of that.